Fallout 4, Fallout 4 has been announced, oh my god, and all the gameplay has been shown on E3 last night. It's an amazing game. We're going to be going through the gameplay here, just showing off everything that they have given us last night. Oh my god, face sculpting it seems a lot easier to do. You don't have this big HUD of the Fallout, computer popping up, trying to shape your character. Looks like you have a lot more control, a lot more ease of things to, change their facial structure. You don't have to go through this sliding bar. You click on their face, you shape their nose however you want, and it seems like the customization that they allow is way more than anything they offered in New Vegas or Fallout 3, which I really like. You get to alter the woman as well, which is amazing. They don't go into much detail into her because you already did a lot of the detail through the guy, which, the game is good. It's really good. One of the cool things they mentioned was that even with the mom and the dad that you make, technically, you play as whatever character you choose. They do make a baby that is looking, similar to what you guys would probably produce, which is kind of cool. You got Cogsworth over here giving you some coffee. Oh, thanks, Cogsworth. It's really awesome. It's great. It's really great. I like the game of freaking, I'm so blown away how this game's gonna look. Nuka-Cola is given a really kind of 60 feels. I don't, just that whole music and genre that they always go after, even though it's set 2077 before the nukes, or when the nukes go off. This guy comes in, starts talking to you about vaults and what you need to do and what's going on and stuff like that, and he eventually leads to a conversation in which you gotta make sure your family's safe and things of that as well as figuring out your stats. You'll see here in a moment when it pops up, you get to pick all of your stats, which again, I like the HUD a lot. This guy and his freaking build, I imagine this guy reminds me of a consensus guy that comes in and tries to get all your information. Here you go with the stats screen. Oh man, it looks great. It looks so great. 10 in the luck. That's pretty insane. I've never done a build like that. It would probably be freaking amazing. But yeah, it's really simple. It's in a conversation with you. You just start picking your skills. You don't pick them. You don't wake up and start picking them, or pick them before you're even born. It's really cool. Cogsworth comes in and starts warning you that I believe something's on TV. Oh no, he comes in and starts talking to you about your baby and how he's crying and he needs his attention because he's a greedy little fucking likes crying and get all your attention. There's your wife over there talking to you. It's just, man, it's so good. It really is. You get to spin the little wheel and then you can get the baby to shut the hell up, And then Cogsworth says, hey, you gotta go watch this on TV because something bad's about to happen. And the nuclear strikes are coming in from wherever, all over the United States. This is set in Boston, by the way. You are the setting is Boston. It was confirmed in other things look at this Boston Memorial and this and that and this and that, but it actually is confirmed. The nuke goes off and it hits you. Now, the devs did not want to actually say exactly what happened, but it's pretty obvious that you survive, like he mentions, and he says, oh, you come out 200 years later. It's pretty obvious that you are actually in a cryogenic tube, and that's where, not tube, but a cryogenic sleep in which you come back out right now, and you get to see what's going on. There's really no other way you would have survived that or would have gone through and lived 200 years to be you'd come out ancient, you would come out bones, but, obviously he's the sole survivor of this. Well, not obviously. He mentions you're the only survival of Fallout 4 in your Vault 101 or 111, and yeah, you get out, you get to explore. Man, the graphics compared to the last two games, absolutely amazing. Some people still rag on graphics, so like I've seen some posts in Reddit and stuff, and been like, the graphics just look like shit, it looks terrible. I'm sorry, if you think these graphics look like shit and you're terrible, your eyes are broken. Look at this, the shadows, the everything, it looks amazing. Yes, is it not the best graphics in the world? No, it's not. Witcher 3 probably has one of the best graphics I've ever seen in my life. It's a great RPG that I've watched and I've seen a lot of it, but come on, this still looks good. Cogworks comes over, realizes, oh my god, you're still alive, how is this really possible? He goes into some conversation about yada yada and how it's been 200 years, and you don't realize this because Cogsworth's actually how you figured out it's been 200 years. You know, he really doesn't even imagine that Cogsworth's worrying about your health because that's what cool robot bros do, and they're like, hey, you need to eat, yada yada, you're sick, you know, you've been in a cryogenic sleep for like 200 years. You know, apparently he doesn't understand how, you know, technically you should be dead if you don't eat for 200 years, but, you know, that's what happens. It's what happens, you know, you just gotta deal with it. I don't know how does cryogenic sleep even work? I don't know, man, this is the future, and we probably shouldn't even bother with it. Alright, so you're done with him, Cogsworth, you know, doesn't want anything else, doesn't have anything else to say, and it's time to, like, really explore the world. I thought they were going to go inside the house, but he was like, nah, we're not, and starts exploring the world. I mean, look at this. I feel it's a little weird. You think after like 200 years after a nuclear bombing, you'd meet something else would happen, but then you find a dog. It's a dog. Oh, bring back the dog meat feels. You could actually tell him he's a mutt. I'm glad they didn't do that. I would have probably cried because you have a dog, it's like your only friend. I'm pretty sure you can name him whatever you want. Most people name him are probably going to be dog meat, obviously, because it's pretty much looks like dog meat, or it's similar. I mean, dog meat wasn't exactly like a German Shepherd, but you know what I mean. Here is your base of solitude, kind of. It's where you actually get your first things going on. Eventually in the game, I believe you can put a power suit in here and upgrade around the areas. It's pretty good. All of your like workstations are in there, and it's pretty nice. I'm excited. I'm super excited for everything that Fallout has to offer. Oh no, more rats. Oh, and you know what that? Oh, but here we go. That's right here. This is what I'm super excited about. In Fallout 3, and I think in New Vegas as well, when you went into VATS mode, basically time was frozen. But in this game, time's not frozen, it's just severely slowed down. So, he goes, it's kind of like a slow-mo. Kind of, what's another example? I believe in, like, one of the Splinter Cell games they do that. One of the Tom Clancy games, a slow down where you shoot people and whatever body part that you want. But I like the VATS mode a lot more in this one than I did in other ones. That's just my opinion because I like the slow down instead. Ooh, what is this? What is this? Oh, nice structures everywhere and things that you can explore like you would in any other Fallout game. There's a feral ghoul over there. I remember those. It's gonna be amazing. This game comes out, and it will announce at the end of the video as well. Comes out November 10th. A day before the last Skyrim came out, because Skyrim came out 11/11/11. Oh, it's gonna be great. There's civilizations, there's people. I can't explain how hyped I am for this game. There's absolutely no way this game can let me down. The only thing that's gonna happen, that happens with almost every single Bethesda game, maybe it won't happen with this one because they spent so much time doing it, is that there's usually a shit ton of bugs. And hopefully that doesn't happen. But hey, look at this big old city. It reminds me of Megaton quite a lot, especially with the walls, except that the walls are like way cooler. Big, awesome cities. This is probably somewhere you can explore, not actually somewhere where someone lives. But man, oh, am I excited? Am I fucking excited? And of course, we can't forget about the Pip-Boy and how it's actually fixed and on the right side of your arm, and it's not all messed up. You know, look at the knobs; they're on the right side and not the left, so you don't got to do some awkward reaching to actually use your Pip-Boy. You know, wipe that dust off. You know, the dust kind of disappears. It's kind of like a really small gripe, but I wish it would have cleaned it a little bit more. It would have looked more natural. But I like how it looks. Everything is animated in the Pip-Boy now. It's not just a still image. It's actually moving, you know, what would it be? Fallout Boys? Vault Boys? Moving Vault Boys going around. You get to see the animated picture. You get to layer your armor on yourself. You don't have to do one same type of armor. You can do like a heavy armor and a light armor in certain areas. Throw in some holograms and play games on your Pip-Boy. Look at this. Look at this freaking Donkey Kong alike. What, you know, who cares? It's actually Vault Kong, alright? I don't know. I forgot what the name was. Atomic Command. You know, some old school games thrown in there. It's gonna be great. And now it's time to leave you off with pure gameplay of outfits and fucking people up.
Got a doll baby, I love her so. Nothing else like her anywhere you go. A man, she's anything but calm. Regular pint size atom bomb. Atom bomb, baby, little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want it to be. A million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb, baby, loaded with power. A radioactive as TV's power. A nuclear fission in her soul. Gloves with the electronic control. Atom bomb, baby, little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be. A million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, before she can start. One of those chain reactions in my heart. A big explosion, big and loud. Like a tree right up on a cloud. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be. A million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, sweet as a plum, carries more water than uranium. When she kisses, there's no hitch. 0 hour, she turns on the switch. Atom bomb baby, atom bomb. She's just the way I want.
If you're not fucking hyped from everything you just saw, then I don't know what kind of person you are. This isn't it either. Next up is going to be fort building and weapon and armor upgrades and customization. You heard me right.
It's good to be back.